without any further ado, I would like to welcome Provost Harper to share a few words with all of you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Fowler. I want to thank you, Dr. Jackson, and the entire team in graduate studies for their outstanding work for this orientation and your great work over the last few years. Our graduate studies program has really grown substantially over the past few years in terms of its cohesion, the number of programs. So I just want to thank you, Dr. Jackson, and the entire team for your outstanding work. Also, I want to welcome all of the incoming graduate students to what will be a transformational experience for all of you. The institution, the system of higher education here in the state of California is clearly going through its own transition. So we're transforming together. And so as you are venturing out on these very, very varied and important careers, I want to wish you absolutely the best. Make sure that you stay very, very focused on your studies. And the way that graduate school is so different from your undergraduate degree in terms of the expectations for you as students. Your contributions to the classroom are also very, very different from what we see from undergraduate studies. So I want to encourage you and welcome you to what will be an outstanding year and career here at CSUB.
Thank you, Provost Harper. I also want to take a moment and welcome our Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Academic Programs, Dr. Deborah Jackson.
Welcome all of you new to CSUB, to the Runner family. Those of you who were previously undergraduate students, I welcome you back. And I'm so excited that you chose CSU Bakersfield as the place where you want to complete your advanced education. I really wish you all a wonderful 2023-24 academic year. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. The Graduate Student Center team is outstanding. Your academic program directors are great resources of support and mentorship. And if ever you have anything that isn't an unmet need that hasn't been met by those two groups, feel free to reach out to me. My door is always open to solve a problem or to celebrate your success. So I hope to see you in person next week.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. And I just want to say that I echo the sentiments shared by Provost Harper and Dr. Jackson. And again, welcome. This is your orientation. I do want to recognize our Graduate Student Center individuals, Martha, Adrianne, Emma, Rudy, Miracle, and Ava. I also want to highlight all of our graduate program directors that are here with us this afternoon. So again, welcome, congratulations. All of you have made it this far in your educational journeys. And as you may know, you are joining an elite group. By the numbers, only 13.1% of the US population hold a master's degree, a professional's degree, or a doctorate degree. Less than 2% of the US population hold a doctoral degree. So for any of you that are part of this orientation that will be starting our EDD program, you would fall into that category. Now, the national attrition rates are 50% of all master's students and 50 to 70% of all doctoral students. But I only highlight those to tell you that that's not you. We are here to support you and ensure you make it to the finish line. And you will find that here at CSUB, we are student focused and we always do what is best for students. And as you can see in the photo there's several of our students that have made it to the finish line in recent semesters. Throughout this presentation, I'm going to share a lot of resources and tidbits for all of you as you navigate grad school. But I do want to share, we do have a Graduate Student Center. We offer many services. You're part of the new student orientation that you're in now. We offer professional development workshops, events. You can find all of those on the Graduate Student Center website. There's a list of all events and workshops for this academic year. We have the Graduate Student Lab and Lounge. That's what you see on the far right photo. And in there, we have computers you can use, printers. We have poster printers. So if you're doing a poster presentation, and we have folks that can help you with all of that. We also have the conference room, which you see in the bottom middle photo. And you can actually reserve that. Say you and a few of your cohort members or one of your colleagues in your graduate program, you're working on a project together and you need some space. you can actually reserve that conference room. And as you will see, we did some recent upgrades, added a big flat screen TV in there that is almost like a computer on the wall, as well as some other things for you to use. We have many fellowships and awards. I just highlighted a few, but we have the Equity Fellowship, which is up to $20,000. We have the Faculty Diversification Fellowship Program, and I'll share more about that later, or you can reach out to me directly. We can answer your questions as it regards to graduate student policies. And one of my favorite is we do a publication of a graduate newsletter. So that is our fall 2023 newsletter, and it's full of a ton of information as it applies to the Graduate Student Center, graduate studies, as well as individuals across our campus. You can rent Dell laptops if you need a laptop, and you can sign those out here at the Graduate Student Center. And there are CSUB student faculty mentor collaborative initiatives, and I'll share a little bit more about that in a later slide. As I mentioned, we have several programs, two very popular programs that are housed in the Chancellor's office is the Sally Casanova Scholars California Pre-Doctoral Program and the California State University Chancellor's Doctoral Incentive Program. The Sally Casanova Scholars Program is designed to increase diversity within the pool of university faculty by supporting the doctoral aspirations of students in the CSU system. Travel funds, development funds, and summer research opportunities enable students to explore and prepare to succeed in doctoral programs in their chosen field of study. So this is for folks in the latter years of their graduate master's program who are considering going into a doctoral program and intend to come back to the CSU as a faculty member. And you will see to the left there, Kyle, Rudy, and Brandon are recent recipients of the California Pre-Doctoral Program. If you're interested in learning more about that, I actually direct both of these programs. You can reach out to me directly and we can meet and discuss. The latter is the CDIP program, again, or the Chancellor's Doctoral Incentive Program. And this is a little different. It's a forgivable loan program, which aims to increase the number of promising doctoral students applying for future CSU instructional faculty positions. In addition to the forgivable loan, the program offers mentorship by CSU faculty, as well as mini grants and travel funds to support collaborative teaching, research, and service. And you can see there that McKenna and America are our two most recent recipients of the CDIP. And I just want to, again, say, if you are interested in either of these programs, please reach out to me directly, and we can sit down and have a discussion. I can answer any questions you may have. Another program we have is the Runner Alumni Mentor Program. And this essentially pairs juniors, seniors, and you, graduate students, with a CSUB alumni professional for an academic year of career preparation coaching. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend getting over to the RAMP webpage and learning more about that program and getting signed up. So I just want to, again, remind you of all the resources we have over here in the Division of Graduate Programs. We are in the Numenor building on campus. You see our phone number there and our email. But there's a link to our website, our catalog, as well as our Facebook, Twitter. This is a map of campus, and you can see where I always tell folks we're just past the water tower on campus. If you know where the water tower is, the big blue water tower with the CSUB and yellow logo, we're right behind that, so to speak, as you're coming in past the baseball field. So our mission here at the Division of Graduate Programs is to prepare students with discipline-specific intellectual skills for employment or continuing education. Through our post-baccalaureate programs, the Graduate Division provides all students numerous opportunities to achieve academic excellence, explore diverse ideas, develop a passion for higher learning, and engage with graduate faculty and the greater community. Our goal is to provide campus-wide leadership in graduate student affairs and academic policies, develop and sustain a graduate culture with a sense of purpose, direction, and cohesiveness, ensure that all graduate programs are current and meet high-quality standards and demonstrate student learning, and build an inclusive community of scholars dedicated to the quest for new knowledge and higher learning, both within and outside the classroom. So I want to share some tips for success. I called it my 6 tips for success. And these are my personal tips, some research-based, some not from experience, but I wanted to share these with all of you. First, you need to carve out the time, right? You have to carve out the time from your busy schedules and your busy lives to study, to write, and essentially to do the work. I do want to share, we are offering writing hours for the second year in a row. And if you go to the link on our Graduate Student Center web pages, and you click on workshops and events, you can learn more about the writing hours. But we've actually carved out time on campus and space. And let me just tell you, Grass provides brownies, and I don't know if they're homemade, but they taste like it. And there's coffee over there. So in addition to having some space to write, you can grab a snack and grab some coffee. But yes, find that time. You know, I know you're all graduate students, you're busy, you're juggling a lot, but make sure you find that time whenever it is for you to do the work. Find your study area, whether it be the CSUB library, the Graduate Student Center, the lab I just highlighted, a coffee shop, or home. Everybody's different. And, you know, for me, I can tell you, I have to be in a loud coffee shop where there's a lot of noise around me and actually focus better in that environment than I would in a quiet library or over here in the Graduate Student Center lab. So whatever that is for you, find it. And maybe it needs to change. You know, when I was writing my dissertation, I would float around different coffee shops. I had to have some different scenery just to get through the time it takes to do that amount of writing. Be organized from the start. What do I mean by that? Get yourself a USB drive and immediately create folders for each one of your courses. And then within that, you save all of your assignments and save them in a way that you're going to quickly be able to access them, and they're readily available and you'll know what they are. And start doing that with the first course of your graduate program. I promise you, it will save you so many headaches as you go through the program, and or if you're trying to access some of those files down the road. Seek help. When you need help, seek help. There are so many resources on this campus. I'm only highlighting the ones that are housed here in the Graduate Student Center. You're going to hear from several of my colleagues across campus who have many other resources to offer as it applies to the university resources. But when you need help, reach out. We want to help you. We want to get you to the finish line. Work-life balance. Just ensure that you're maintaining a healthy work-life balance. So at the same time, when you're working or you have children or whatever it may be, make sure you're finding time to do things for you, be it working out or, getting outside, whatever it is. I found that as I went through my graduate and my doctoral program, the folks that weren't cognizant of this and fell out of balance they're the ones that got burned out in their programs, right? And so just make sure you're maintaining a healthy work-life balance as you go through your program. It is hard. I showed you the percentages earlier. If it was easy, everybody would do it, and those percentages would be much higher. So just make sure you have a good work-life balance. And last, but certainly not least, many of you put your why in the chat. As you're navigating the program, and you're going to have those up and downs, those ebb and flows where you're like, I can't do this anymore, or you're riding the high like, oh, I just got an A on a paper, nothing can stop me. But just remember your why as you go through your programs. Anytime things get hard, remember your why. For me, it was my children. And so I always had a picture up on my computer or near my laptop when I was writing, and that was my inspiration. But for whatever it is for you, post that up there by your laptop or your computer and take a look every now and then. I hope those tips helped. Again, I want to thank you and welcome to your orientation. We have several individuals across campus that are going to be presenting. And at this time, I'm going to pass the microphone to Tiffany James, our ASI Graduate Director.
Hello, everyone. How are you? So my name is Tiffany James. I am your ASI Director of Graduate Students. And I'm just going to go over a few things and give you a little bit of background on ASI, just in case you don't know what that is or who we are. ASI holds several positions within our school, such as public affairs, under committees, such as public affairs, finance, university affairs, campus life, and legislative affairs. And from ASI, we provide different resources to help you as students. Some of those resources that we provide through ASI is scholarships, our children's center, the food pantry. We also advocate for you as ASI students. We advocate for different things, like recently the GI 2025 bill we advocated for, but we also advocate for your basic needs. So we provide assistance with that and help through different ways. Some of those ways are through our events that we host on campus, in which we have fun in an educational way. And so we do things every Wednesday. One of the things is Runner Hour. Runner Hour, you have the opportunity to actually come out and meet some of the directors and executives within ASI, and you can hang out with us. We have events going on, and we collaborate with different departments to actually provide a fun-filled hour for you on Wednesdays. So another thing about ASI is we love to bring students within and give them the skills to become great and wonderful leaders. For those that are returning and may have been in their undergrad, their years with CSUB, and they're returning to get their master's, it's not too late for you to get involved with ASI or be a participant within ASI. You can still get involved, whether that be through our program called the LEAD program, or actually running for a position when we have openings. You as a student have the opportunity to do that, and I want you to know that. So we have elections, and we do actually run real elections with our students where you campaign for yourself. You show up, you show out, you get out there and you meet the students, and you run for a position. Right now, we don't have many positions up. We are pretty much filled within ASI. However, students are graduating all the time and, joining our graduate program as soon as they graduate. So we still have opportunities like the LEAD program, as I mentioned. So the LEAD program is a great way for students to get involved. It's usually as a freshman though. So we don't really ask for our graduate students to come over, but you still can come and find out a little bit about ASI. What we really do have great opportunities for right now with ASI is our lobby corps. So, and many of you might be in public administration and want to get involved and get closer to those legislators. The lobby corps is a great way for you to get involved with ASI during your graduate program. So the legislative affairs, they're a committee that come together and they're responsible for like internal issues and concerns that CSUB campus handles through legislative responsibilities. They do different lobby visits, and they organize what we call the CHESS Summit. It's the California Higher Education Student Summit. So feel free to ask me any questions about that, and I can point you in the right direction and get you started with ASI. We also have ASI social media. We have a Facebook and an Instagram. Please go on and follow us. Get involved. If you have any questions about anything within our graduate program that you feel is a campus concern, reach out to me and I'll do my best to bring the issue or concern up and we'll work through it. We also have board meetings that are open to the public every Friday at 3 p.m. So feel free to come out and visit us at a board meeting. You can place your concerns there in person if you need to. You can hear announcements about wonderful things that are going on campus, especially with our graduate program. So make sure you show up and show out. This is your campus too. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, and don't forget, I'm a student with you, so I understand how it feels.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany. And yes, get to those board meetings. If you want to have a true pulse on the things happening here on campus, those board meetings are the place. Thanks again. Next up, Gerardo Bobadilla is going to present on equity, inclusion, and compliance, as well as campus advocacy.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gerardo Bobadilla. I work for the Equity, Inclusion, and Compliance Department here at CSUB. Equity, Inclusion, and Compliance is located at the Office of the President. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people know who we are, especially if you're undergrads, or this is your first time as a grad student and you have not been here as an undergrad, you have probably received an email from us about completing a certain presentation that deals with domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking. So make sure you complete that, because if you don't complete it, you'll have a hold on your account, which means that you won't be able to enroll in your classes for the spring semester. So reporting sexual misconduct. There's different ways that students, faculty, and staff could report any sort of sexual misconduct. First thing is that you could go to our Title IX coordinator, which is Marcus Brown. Like I said, he is our director, so he oversees all our Title IX coordinators, and there are a few across campus. They are Title IX coordinators in housing, athletics, student organizations, and as well as the dean of students. And all of these individuals report to Marcus and let them know that if they've seen any sort of like violence, if there's any accommodations, any harassment, as well as if a student, faculty, and staff reported any form of discrimination, then they have to report to Marcus Brown, and Marcus is the one that assists with filing the complaint, does the investigation, as well as works with anybody that needs the help, and as well as answer any questions that anybody has about reporting, especially reporting sexual misconduct. So like I said, we do have pregnancy accommodations, and you could scan this barcode and it'll give you our page about pregnancy accommodation, and also we'll give you the link with the pregnancy form that individuals have to fill out. And as well as we have gender equity resources, and in every restroom there's pads and tampons, as well as there's single user neutral restrooms, and as well as if you need pronouns and preferred names, you can let us know. We'll make sure to work with you, and CSUB respects that. And as well as we have resources for undocumented students. One of them, a big champion for students here, is the Dreamers Resource Center and Magic Center. Magic is the multicultural agency and gender equity center. And these are the people in our team. Claudia Katoda, she's the Chief Diversity Officer and Special Assistant to the President. Marcus Brown, the Director of Equity, Inclusion, and Compliance. Jorge Villatoro, Equity, Inclusion, and Compliance Specialist. Campus Advocate. And myself, Gerardo Bobadilla, OEW Project Specialist. The next one is the Campus Advocate. It works with the equity, inclusion, and compliance in Title IX, and the Campus Advocate provides non-judgmental as well as advocacy support services that Campus Advocate does for victim survivors. Does assistance with restraining orders, as well as other legal options, as well as education and landlord intervention. We do accompaniment, so if the student needs to go to the courts, the Campus Advocate will go with them to the courthouse, as well as go with them to Title IX if they want to report to Marcus or any of the Title IX coordinators, as well as go to them to law enforcement or any medical appointments that they need to do, as well as we do a lot of emotional support, safety and comfort, referrals. So we do referrals on campus, either through UPD, Counseling Center, or Title IX. And as well as we do a lot of community resources. So we work with Bakersfield Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, the Open Door Network, and as well as other small nonprofits that could help. If you have any questions, this is my email, like I said, and this is my office, Rohan 101 in the Magic and Dreamers Resource Center. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, Gerardo. Okay, Chris Livingston, who is from the library, online research, e-thesis submission. He had to step out of the meeting. Our next speaker is going to be Jessica Allred, and she is with the Health Center for immunization, information, and services available.
So my name is Jessica, and I am a health education assistant at the Health Center. This is just going to give you kind of a brief overview. It's going to be super fast. So if you have any questions, I'll stick around and answer them at the end. We are located on the south side of campus. We are across the street from the Accardo Center. It's terrible, but we are the big ugly brown building with all the trees around it. I've literally had people ask me, like, I thought that building was abandoned. So if you see it, you'll know that we are there and we are working. So please come by and see us. We are actually an accredited facility, which means that you get the same kind of care with us that you would get at your regular doctor's office. We have physicians, nursing staff, referral specialists, clinical assistants, in-house pharmacies. You can get your prescriptions with us. We have in-house labs. You can get any blood work done that you need with us. And then we have a health education department, and we recently added a registered dietitian. So you guys can come and get nutrition counseling here as well. As far as our services go, here's just kind of a brief overview of what we have. If you are interested in seeing more of our services, you can give us a call or go to our website. So we have medical evaluations, health education, nutrition counseling, family planning counseling, lab tests, first aid, telehealth, medications, physicals, immunizations, STI testing, and a lot more. We do a lot here. So as far as what's covered, everything that's highlighted is available to you guys for free. You pay a student health fee with your tuition. And so that goes towards everything that you see there. So you don't have to worry about bringing your insurance here. We are student fee funded, so we don't take insurance. And anything that we have that is for a fee, like the medications and the physicals, we are not trying to make money off of you guys. We are going to give you that stuff at our cost. So the medications, we also have like over-the-counter stuff and the prescriptions as well. So if you come into our office, you're going to get it cheaper than you would say like at CVS or Target or places like that. The only thing that does cost a little bit more with us is the immunizations, and that's just because we don't do very many of them. So we have to buy them in smaller supply because they do expire. And so because we can't buy them in bulk, they are a little bit more expensive. But if you need anything that we don't offer, I did mention that we have referral specialists. We also can get you signed up with Covered California and just kind of get you out to resources in the community. So as far as our services go, at our Bakersfield location, we are doing in-person appointments, both scheduled and walk-ins. And then for our Antelope Valley students, we have a couple of things in the works for you guys, but unfortunately we don't have anybody in person there. So we're able to offer telehealth appointments. If you do need anything, you are more than welcome to come down to the Bakersfield location. We just stopped our summer hours, so these hours are current. We're in the office Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and then our appointment hours are from 8:30 to 11:30 in the morning and 1 to 4:30 in the afternoon. So if you are wanting to walk in for an appointment, just make sure to avoid that 12 to 1 lunch hour so that you can get seen really quickly. And then the last thing, we are on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram and X. And then our website's down there at the bottom, csub.edu/health center. And then we do post a lot of stuff on our social media. We actually have a few events that are coming up, and we'll post those on our social media as well. But next week we're doing our Week of Welcome campaign. So we'll just be outside the health center on Monday and Tuesday next week, giving you guys directions, some freebies, things like that. And then we have our Meet Our RD, where you can come and kind of have a picnic with a registered dietitian. And that will be on September 12th, but definitely follow so you get all those updates. Thanks.
Thank you, Jessica. Unfortunately, Janet Miller from the Counseling Center Services and Group Workshops was unable to join us today. So we are going to advance to the presentation from Diane Allford from CECE. And at this time, I will pass the microphone to Diane.
So again, my name is Diane Allford. I am the coordinator for the Center for Career Education and Community Engagement. Really long name, so we go by the acronym CC, or Career Center. We are located on campus right next to the Runner Cafe. So if you are headed to the Runner Cafe, right through those doors right there is where you will find us. And we help students with all areas of career development. So we offer individual counseling sessions, and we also do group workshops on a variety of career topics. We can help you with your resume, with interview preparation and practice, with job search strategies, exploring your career options related to your degree. And you're already in grad school, but if you continue on beyond this, we can also help you with those personal statements and the application process for further education. We also connect students with employers. So we have a variety of career fairs every semester. We bring employers on campus. Employers will come and do information sessions to inform students about the opportunities that they have and how their recruiting process works. So both of those are great opportunities to have that face-to-face contact and conversation with a recruiter, which is so rare these days when everything is done online. And sometimes employers will even come on campus to do on-campus interviews. So rather than you having to go to them, they will actually come to you. And finally, we have our handshake system, which is our online 24/7 access to a lot of our resources. And that is where you will find all of our job listings. For our appointments, we offer 2 different types of appointments. We have walk-in hours. Those will start the second week of school after September 4th. And those are 20-minute quick advising. So if you have a quick question, you just want your resume reviewed, those are perfect for that. It's no appointment necessary. You just walk in and sign up, first come, first serve, and you can see the hours that will take place for the fall. So Tuesday morning, Wednesday mid-morning, Thursday afternoon. We also offer longer scheduled appointments. You have your choice. We offer them both via Zoom or in person in our Bakersfield office. For our AV folks, we will be visiting your campus at least once per semester, but those dates have not been set yet. Stay tuned for that. Those appointments are 45 minutes in length. You schedule them through the handshake system. And as a student, they're unlimited. We continue to offer our office and our services for alumni, but the appointments are counted as 2, and then we start charging. We don't like to do that, so we really encourage you to use our services early, use our services often. This is a schedule of our workshops and events for the fall. So everything that is circled in yellow is the workshops that we are offering for the fall semester. Again, those are done as groups. Most of them are going to be via Zoom for fall. So very convenient. You can log in from anywhere to participate and watch those. If you can't make it, we do upload them into our resources section of Handshake so that you can view them later. And you can find additional registration and details inside the Handshake system. These are the career fairs that we're offering for fall. So we have our fall volunteer fair, which will be September 6th. So if you're looking to volunteer your time to help out the community, there's going to be agencies, nonprofit agencies here to talk to students about the opportunities they have with their organization. Our Fall Career Expo is our all major, all industry career fair. That will be October 5th from 11 to 3 on the main campus. We had our record number of employers last semester. We had over 100 employers. Recruiters are very anxious to have that conversation with students about the opportunities they have. So I do encourage you to attend that if you are available. And then for those who are looking at further graduate programming beyond what you're currently entering, we will have our graduate and professional school fair November 2nd from 1 to 3. And you can find more information about all of those as well as the list of employers in our Handshake system. I invite you to visit our website.
Thanks, Diane. Thank you for sharing all of those resources. All right, without any further ado, Lenny Perez is going to present next on services for students with disabilities. Lenny.
So that's me. My name's Lenny. I work for services for students with disabilities. And so as it sounds, we do provide services for students with either learning disability, physical, psychological disabilities, learning or physical. And so I'll go over some of the accommodations that we help provide and, some of the reasons that, again, the students may be registered with us. So where are we located? First of all, if you physically come to campus, we are right next to the Veteran Success Center, which is right around the corner from financial aid. If you were to continue west past financial aid and make a left right before you go out to the parking lot, again, we are right next to the Veteran Success Center. Got our web address on there. If you just search SSD or add that to the end of the CSUB web page, then you'll reach our page, and I'll show you a preview of our page in a few minutes. Again, like a lot of things, everything starts from our web page in terms of applying for services. Quick slide of who we are. I've got a director and associate director on there. I'm the fourth name down, Leonard officially, but I do go by Lenny. We have a learning disability specialist as well in our office. Now she does assessments for learning disabilities. So that is a part where we do provide an assessment in terms of disabilities that fall outside learning, whether it be other types of psychological disabilities or physical. We just ask the documentation be provided, which again, you can find that information in a form on our website. And those are typically the students that I see. So I don't do assessments for disabilities, but just look over paperwork provided by other professionals. A couple other names, Sally and Mary, usually they're the ones in the front of our office. So if you ever make it into the office, you'll meet those ladies. Then Shelley Brooks works over in the AV campus. So if you are physically close to Lancaster and do need some services, Shelley Brooks works out there on the AVC campus on the CSUB satellite portion. Those are for you AV students. Now quickly, the mission, we provide support services which enable every student, regardless of disability, to have access to a university education. The main thing that we do, if there's something that's prohibiting you from getting your education, again, whether it be learning or physical, then again, that's where we come into play and help give you, again, that equal access as everybody should have. Who's eligible? This is just a list. This is not a list of everything that we help out with, but an ABI, acquired brain injury, or traumatic brain injuries, either ones are some of the things that we've seen students for. ADD or ADHD, we get students on the autism spectrum sometimes. Students that are deaf or hard of hearing. If you ever seen any sign language interpreters in your classrooms, those are scheduled out of our office. Learning disability, I mentioned again, and that's the only component where we can actually do an assessment. Mobility limitations, students that do have, your wheelchairs or crutches. Now, I know most of us know possibly that we don't provide physical transportation to classes, but we can put something else in classrooms. If students require freestanding chairs, if they require some other accommodation physically in a classroom, then we can work on that. Psychological, psychiatric things like general anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder, PTSD, those are some of the things, depression that students may be seeking services for from our office. Visual limitations, students that are legally blind or have visual limitations. And then temporary, something happens, your students in a car accident and, fractures an arm or a leg and need something just temporarily. Again, we provide services for that. So it doesn't have to be something that's permanent. If you need services for one semester, 1 year, then again, that can happen through our office as well. Or again, the accommodations. I mentioned that assessment is one of the things that we do assessments for learning disabilities. Priority registration, all of the students that register with us do get priority registration. And then again, some of the common accommodations that we provide for students are extended time on exams. Students that are eligible for extended time on online exams, we just work with the faculty, and the faculty will work to extend exams that are online. In-person exams, students can come into our office and take their exams. We do have a testing room that students can sit in, virtually distraction-free environment. It's a very quiet space for students to take exams to get their extra time. Note taking and tape recording of lectures are a couple more accommodations. I also had mentioned the ASL, which is American Sign Language interpreters. Adaptive computer equipment. If there is any sort of equipment or software, we can provide access to those. We don't provide programs or equipment for students to keep, but we do provide, if something's necessary, then we can work with IT to get any sort of programs that the students might need when they do come to campus. Alternate media, what used to be called a long time ago as books on tape, or we provide students with books electronically. More now these days, you can get your books electronically, but if not, our department will do that. Get your books in either in PDF or a Microsoft Word format. Those can be used in combination with a screen reader to have books read out loud. So to qualify for services, really you just have to be enrolled. So all of you are enrolled as graduate students here at CSUB. The online application, which I'll go over in a minute here, provide current documentation. Again, if this is something that can be signed off on by a healthcare provider, whether it be a physician, nurse practitioner, psychologist, then we have a form they can fill out so you can provide to us. Accommodations are based on functional limitations. That's a key word for us. That pretty much just means, how a student is impacted. And so that's the information that we rely on from the healthcare providers to provide a functional limitation, not just recommendation of services. We like to think, that's our job to determine the services, though we want to know what is the impact that this diagnosis or diagnoses has on a student. And again, as a lot of these are provided at no additional cost. Whatever you're paying to go here through tuition is covered already. The first one typically just applies to first year students. Again, if you've got some sort of documentation, past documentation of a learning disability, then we can take that. Students, even at this stage, if you're registering with us, if there have been past testing through learning disabilities that you've had, then you can turn that into us as well. And so number 1 and number 2 are usually the reports that come out of the high school area. And then number 3, I mentioned a form that needs to be filled out by a healthcare provider. That's what we call a disability verification of disability form. That can be found on our website. So again, this is what our website looks like if you were to go to the front page. Point and click is a system where you will log into and apply for services. Now, if students that are used to and accustomed to that, I would recommend it just to start there. But you may not know where exactly to go in the system. So the step-by-step instructions is what I'd recommend. This will take you here. So students that need to apply for services, again, it starts here. There are 2 main forms. You'll see there's an intake form. That's the actual application. So that's going to take maybe 20 to 30 minutes to get through. Then the consent form, that's really short. And then on our website, we have that form I mentioned that needs to go to a healthcare provider. And then that's the form that's going to give us a diagnosis and is going to let us know how a student is impacted by that diagnosis. Once those 3 things are turned in, we arrange with students to meet with either myself or Tiana Keith. And once everything's in, we can get students in pretty quickly. So maybe just even a day or 2 later, we can get students in. We still offer Zoom meetings or in-person meetings. Accommodations will start right then and there at the conclusion of that meeting. Again, once all the paperwork is turned in, and again, we've accepted it. Once in a while, things are incomplete, and we have to get that resubmitted. But once students are in and meet with us, we can start the accommodations fairly quickly. This is the point and click website. This is where you'll go once you start to log in. And again, I have directions on our website on where to go when you get here to apply for services. This is the final slide. I've got our web address on there. My email is on there as well as our office email, the SSD. We are trying to, get in with all the social media, like everyone. I don't have our QR code on here, but we have an Instagram, and a lot of things are posted on there. October is Disability Awareness Month, so our department will be hosting a variety of events throughout October. So those will be listed through Instagram and hopefully through emails from the Vice President's office. Phone numbers are on there for the AV campus and for our campus. Again, that's my email. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. And that is the conclusion of what I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lenny. Next up, we have Athena, who will present on Alumni Engagement, Division of University Investment. I will pass the mic to Athena.
Hi, thank you, Dr. Folwer. Appreciate it. My name is Athena Skapinakis. I'm with Alumni Engagement at University Advancement at CSUB. So to give you a general overview, the Alumni Association represents about 64,131 graduates. We're led by the Office of Alumni Engagement on campus, and we're housed in University Advancement, which is CSUB's fundraising division. We have 3 full-time staff and 1 student assistant. We offer several events and programs to keep alumni connected to CSUB. We also run an alumni student mentoring program, which was mentioned earlier, for student success. This is a photo of our 2022 through 2023 board of directors with our Alumni Association. Typically, it includes 16 to 25 members. We've recently welcomed some new members to our board for the new academic year. We have wonderful alumni, and we love to tell their stories. And we also love to see our stories being told and featured in the news. Recently, 2 of our alumni were featured. One, the Educator of the Year, which is Yasmin Herrera. I don't have her on the slide, but I do want to give her a shout out. And we also had an alumni as a finalist for Educator of the Year, and that was Brian Devitt. If you want to view our alumni stories, you can visit our website, but we love bragging about our amazing alumni. A way for you to stay in touch with us is to update your alumni contact information. Students are automatically members of the Alumni Association upon graduation. There is no fee. So we always recommend for you to update your contact information. We want to stay in touch with you. We want to tell you about our alumni events, and we just want to keep you involved with CSUB in the community. So you can find this form at csub.edu/alumni. You'll go to the update your information tab, enter info, and press submit form once you've done that. So I also want to talk to you about our Alumni Association Scholarship Program. You might be eligible and be interested in applying. There's some of our eligibility criteria. You have to be a graduate or credential student. You can be either an incoming or an established student, a CSUB graduate, and a lot of other different criteria if you want to go ahead and go through the list. A little bit about the Alumni Scholarship Endowment is that it was established in 1990. We started with a $5,000 gift, and now it's worth more than $220,000. Last academic year, we awarded 17 graduate students with $25,000 in scholarships. And this year, 5 students were awarded with $13,000 in scholarships. So alumni can apply for this through the Roadrunner Scholarship Universe and the csub.edu website. You can go to the search bar on the website and just type in Roadrunner Scholarship Universe, and you should have it pop up. And it's probably one of the first search results. Runner Bridge is something I hope that you will all join. It is our online networking site for students, alumni, faculty, and staff. It is like a LinkedIn, but just for CSUB. Students can search for alumni of interest and ask them any career questions as a sort of informal mentoring. You as a student have the ability to reach out first, and you kind of set the tone and standard for how you want to make contact with anybody else on the platform. Alumni can network with each other and faculty and staff, and this is open to everyone year round. So all you need to do is visit Runner Bridge, and to do that, you go to runnerbridge.csub.edu. I would just say this is a great way to network and get to know faculty and staff and alumni, especially if you have those career questions in mind and you're looking for ways to break into your field after graduation, or even if you're searching for internship opportunities or anything like that. Our Runner Alumni Mentor Program is housed through Runner Bridge. This is an excellent program that I highly recommend. We established it in 2018, and what we do is we pair you up with a CSUB alumni professional for a one-on-one mentorship experience. Your mentor is going to help you with your resume, with interview practice, networking skills, and just any career path decisions. It's an academic year-long program. You have to apply in the summer, and it is open to juniors, seniors, and graduate students. So we should be officially opening up and recruiting for our Runner Alumni Mentor Program in September. I would say mid to late September. So if you want to keep an eye out, what I would recommend is sign up for a Runner Bridge, create your account, use your CSUB email to create your account, and you can visit our programs, and the Runner Alumni Mentor Program will be on Runner Bridge. You can also go ahead and just put your application in through now. Just because we aren't technically open and taking applications doesn't mean we don't receive them. We will receive your application if you wanted to submit one, and we will hang on to it for when we are ready to do our recruitment process for students. This is something to look forward to once you become an alumni. Maybe some of you already are an alum, and that's okay. It's not open to you if you are a current student, unfortunately, due to some of our policies. However, once you graduate and you're finished with school, this is a lot of fun to look forward to. This is Party in the Park. This year's theme is Runner Roots and Cowboy Boots. We've done a Halloween theme before. We've done Havana Nights. It's lots of fun. There's live music and entertainment, local fare, craft beer and wine. And this event and my next event I will show you, the Alumni Hall of Fame, which recognizes some of our phenomenal alumni we have. All of the proceeds are going to go into support our mentorship program, going to support our scholarship program. So when you come back as an alumni and participate in these programs, you're also helping students who are in your shoes where you are right now, receive their education and succeed. So our Alumni Hall of Fame was a great event. We hosted it in February. We got to recognize Chris Tyner, who is a world-renowned musician, Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer, Kern Health System CEO Emily Duran, and Judge Thurston. So we have amazing alumni, and we always love to recognize them. Thank you so much. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask.
Well, thank you very much, Athena. And I just want to echo what Athena said. Go ahead and sign up for that RAMP program, submit your application, and definitely get on the, Runner Bridge after you complete the program. It's a great way to network. I want to just thank everyone who attended the orientation today. But again, I want to thank all of you for choosing CSUB for your graduate studies. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks again.